Greetings, soul family. This is Menti the Awakener and Menti the Oracle with a soul download and an energy update for you. It is August the 1st, 2025, and we are in full birth. Mother Earth is in full birth, and she has been going through contractions, especially over the past 8 years, and these contractions are now coming to a head. We have noticed, especially this week, the amount of volcanoes that are erupting. When volcanoes erupt, they bring up energy from the inner earth. They bring up new energy from the inner earth. And so Mother Earth is preparing to give birth. We are going to see parts of the sea, places that were once underwater, coming back up again. We are going to see the seas rising, and we've already started to see this with a lot of the tsunamis that are taking place. The dragon lines are being activated, and when people hear about dragons, they think of mythological creatures. But dragons were once a major part of the Earth's experience and her energy field. And when we look at ley lines, they are called dragon lines because they carry energy across the planet. They're like the veins of the planet, right? And so if you've noticed, a lot of these earthquakes and tsunamis and volcanoes are erupting in a certain area, which is activating what's called the ring of fire. So for anyone who is a mother who knows what it's like to give birth, the ring of fire is when the crown of the child, the crown of the baby is engaged in the cervix, and it's when that the head is about to make its ascent into the physical world. There is a fire that can be felt at the cervix, and that's what's taking place around the Americas, around the spaces where the earth had split before. Okay, the earth was one continent, one landmass called Pangea, and even before that we have Lemuria, where the Muse or the Moors come from, and Hyperborea. And so the forgotten history of this planet is awakening, and as she awakens, as she reveals her truth, we're going to see a lot of shifts happening on this planet. Many of us are already living within the realm of 5D and above consciousness, as we are tapped into elevating ourselves, elevating our communities, coming together, sharing resources, coming together, sharing information, and coming together and actually making changes, choosing to unsubscribe from the matrix and starting to create and weave new realities. I remember when the pandemic hit, which I had already been told about and had spoken about. I remember when it hit and I was guided straight to Revelations 22, and Spirit told me to focus on Revelations 22. And in Revelations 22 it speaks about in Revelations 22, it speaks about the years of peace and prosperity, that there was peace and prosperity on the earth, that we didn't know fear, that we didn't know pain, that we didn't know suffering. And that, that is the new earth cycle that we're talking about. However, there had to be a birth, there had to be a destruction, a destabilization, an Armageddon, which is a revealing of that which is hidden, so that we could birth this new cycle of truth that we are moving into. So everything is divinely aligned and online for our ascension. And I say that word not as a new age fad, but we are evolving in consciousness, and to move up from one stage of consciousness to another means to ascend. So that is what we are doing. We are evolving. And one of the beautiful things that is happening is that we are preparing for the new earth. I'm currently writing a thesis at the moment. But what's happening is we're seeing that the different generational traits that have impacted the previous generations, that cycle of, the experience of suffering, of separation, all of those things are coming to an end. And we can see that in the way humanity is. We can see that the generation, let's say Gen Z, we can see where they are at in terms of understanding or experience of what it means to be human, compared to those who were the silent generation, who were around in the 40s and the 50s, who were very much steeped into survival through the war, and I call them the ration age, right? So what's happening is we are ending old stories and we are beginning new ones. And you'll find that some of the insights that I've been getting is that this next generation won't have as many children, but there are new higher vibrational souls that are choosing to come in at this time, and they're choosing to come into evolved mothers who have healed, mothers who are spiritually aligned, mothers who are conscious. They're choosing to come into sacred unions with divine masculines and divine feminines who understand how the energy impact souls that are coming in, who understand how important, the womb is, and who understand how important sacred harmony is in order to bring in souls that are of the highest frequency. Earth has shifted. This is no longer a planet that is about, suffering and struggling. That was what happened when we fell in consciousness. And now we have ascended. We are experiencing love, the highest vibration. We are experiencing compatibility. We are experiencing alignment. We are experiencing elevation. We are awakening to higher levels of consciousness. We are understanding our relationships to each other. We're understanding the divinity in us. And that is how we're going to move into this next new cycle, right? This cycle of peace and prosperity. And another thing that I'm really loving seeing is this rise in, women who have been called to step up in womb wellness, to step up in spiritual practices, to support mothers to do their healing work, to support mothers to give birth in conscious ways, to create circles and communities so women are not giving birth alone and fathers are supported. It's such a beautiful sharing. I'm loving a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing coming from our US sisters. I connected with a sister from Ingrace, Yona, Asha, this week, learning and, just gathering more and more information, because we are a collective and we all hold different aspects and keys of our forgotten wisdom within each other. And it's just so beautiful to see, because this is the physical representation of us really building from the inside out a new cycle for humanity, a new cycle of consciousness. So I really want to encourage, inspire, motivate all of you to release any chains of limitations from your mind, body and spirit. In this month of August, when we step into this great power of Leo, which calls us to radiate our light, it's a time for you to release any chains on your mind, body and spirit that says that there is any limitation, that says that you have to be or do anything. It's time to unsubscribe from the straw man and to step into sovereignty. So a lot of the works that we're doing this month is going to be around empowerment and embodiment and stepping into our truth, not from some airy-fairy perspective, just sitting there meditating and pretending. No, we're talking about really anchoring and claiming an embodiment of divine power and divine authority. That is what is being called of us right now. So the 88 Lionsgate portal activation next week, Friday. I shall also be taking a special trip to do some grid work, and there's a lot of stuff happening. So tap in, and just keep yourself connected. And I wish you nothing but the best for this beautiful August month. I want you to know that we are the change that we're looking for. We are that which is written. Right? All we have to do is live. All we have to do is accept. All we have to do is allow the soul and the divinity within us to shine. We have to trust that we are a part of this change and take the steps to really get to know you and the divinity, the message, the blessings, the shifts and the offerings that are going to come from you for this world. We are all in this together. So I'm sending you so much love. I'm going to be moving on to Substack to share a lot of my updates, and I do have some private memberships, so please do look out for information about that, or send me a DM if you're really ready to do this work and go deep so that we can rise high. All right, this is Amenti the Awakener, sending you so much love from the Mother Goddess. Ashe.